Crafting.
Yep, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're the craftiest people ever. We're like foxes.
Sure, we can be like foxes. I'm okay with foxes, except for the screaming. Except for the screaming and the nightmares.
What does the fox scream?
Why does the fox scream? Is the question. Let's be real here.
To
had
annoy
a weird
you.
dream last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that combined finding a house, hermitcraft, and the desire to see everyone in one space.
Really?
So basically, I was looking through this house, doing the looking through the house things with my mum, which was weird because I've not had a dream about my mum since she died. So that was odd. And then we went upstairs and there was this giant space that was painted black with spooky things on it. And it was just sort of like, this is a convention center. And it's like, yes, this could be part of your house. And then my brain was like, oh, hermits could come and we could come and do spooky things in the spooky center.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That would be nice.
I mean, what you're describing isn't actually that different from what I'm hoping to do when I move to Scotland, except, we would live, like, on top of the theater,
Yeah, no, it's just like you open, like, this was this tiny cramped house, then you open a door, and there was just sort of like, oh, okay. It's just a massive room. It's like an old Halloween store went out of business.
Oh, yeah.
Except just left the space blank, but all the walls. And it was just sort of like, my brain was like, this is right. This is what we should be doing. And I'm like, okay, brain. I'm going along with this one. That was fine. But yeah, that was my dream.
Oh, I mean, I think that's a good omen,
Maybe.
Well, because like I said, that's actually that's my dream, like my real dream, like to like move to Scotland and buy a space that like we could turn the ground floor into a small theater and like live in an apartment over top. My chat, Evanetta writes, not underneath like in Phantom of the Opera. No. Because there might be times where we want to use the space, but my spouse wants to sleep, and I feel like having everybody on top of the apartment is going to be a little bit worse than having the apartment over top of the space.
Yeah. It was just a weird moment of tiny little house, room for activities.
Nice. Yeah.
Focus. Cameras focused, darling.
Yeah, because like I was like, there's in Nashville, there's a lot of bars that will have like a stage.
As close to focus as it's getting.
Yeah. And just I love the idea of having having like a stage and a bar, and the viewers can come in and we can do live shows and that sort of thing. It'd be so cool.
It would be cool. It would be weird but cool. Miss Arnie has resubscribed for 19 months. Thank you very, very much. I very much appreciate everything.
Yay. Oh, I should mention that I accept tips too.
Conscious. You should probably do that. That is a thing you should probably do. I'm not particularly... there's not a lot of vim and vigor in my steps today. But I'm here. I'm present. And that's all that anyone can ask of me right now.
Your presence is a true gift, Cleo. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. I was going to say...
Are you under the weather? Kind of. I'm recovering from the plague. I mean, probably. I didn't go and get tested or anything.
Hey, welcome very much to Evanetta for tipping 4 U.S. Abacus speeds to get us started off. That's going to come out 16 away from our first... Oh, wait, we're not doing expansions. We're doing rotations. So that's just going to rotate me 4 degrees immediately.
An amount.
It's an amount. There's no... We've given up on goals. We're just spinning. We're just spinning out of control here. It's fine. Oh, my gosh. Speaking of spinning, if you like wheels, there's going to be a Big Cart Wednesday stream starting at 10:15 my time. You can go to joehills.net/soon for information, but I'm going to be playing Mario Kart with Ollie as well as... Wait, where's the... Here it is. Ollie, In the Littlewood, and Mythical Sausage, and Solidarity. So you might recognize some of those names from the Empire server, like Jimmy Solidarity and Mythical Sausage, who I'm told is not Joel. And
It's not Joel. Sausage is not Joel.
I'm working on it. I'm getting better. I'm getting better about it.
Joel has a green stripe in his hair pretty much constantly.
I've never met either of these people in real life. It's hard for me sometimes to keep track of people.
No. I was talking about his avatar.
In Mario Kart.
Minecraft. In Minecraft.
Yeah, I don't know what color his hair is.
Because you have met him in Minecraft.
Yeah, like briefly. But also they were all pretending to be gods and stuff, and like it was weird. I really did not understand what was going on their server. I went in blind and I was like, it'll be better for the viewers if somebody explains this to me as we go, so then they can hear the explanation too. And then it was never explained to me or the viewers, so it was just like, this is just what we're doing now, okay.
I mean, it's no different to Ren going, I'm a king, and us going, yes, you're a king.
Apparently,
That's pretty much all it was.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun though. Yeah. And then In the Littlewood was the master of ceremonies for our Gamers Outreach.
Martin.
Yeah. For our Gamers Outreach charity thing. I actually just put up my video about the hospital visit this week, and I got a lot of really nice comments on that.
I'm glad that you could come through for it. So that's very nice. Oh, choo-choo. Thank you, guys. You guys are lovely. So thank you, McLesley, for the backpack, but he's saying, hope you feel better, Cleo. I am feeling so much... Thanks, Joe. I'm feeling so much better than I did. And Evil Penguin has resubscribed for 25 months. Hey, Gem, how you doing?
Gemini.
Yep. That's Gem. Can I just say, Gem? Because everyone on my video is talking about Impulse and Iskal, and I just want to say, can everybody who's watched my video just make a compliment to Gem about the way they played Blood on the Clock Tower? Because my God, Gem got all the information that no one else was getting, and has been massively underappreciated for their role in my game.
I went back and I watched it a lot because when I was playing it, I wasn't sure how to film it. And I was also like, I was really hoping going in that I'd get a real role. But like 90 minutes wasn't enough, you know? And so I was like, well, like if I had a real role, I think I'd know how I would shoot it because I would have the whole episode. But it's like, I'm going to have a 40-minute chunk missing. And so I was just like, I don't know how to film this. I was just very in my head and meta about it. And so I wasn't saying as many funny things out loud as I should have been. But like watching the other people play, like watching Gem play, I think taught me a lot about how I need to play next time. So Gem, I think you were one of the most informational and educational people to watch. Because like watching Asuma play, I genuinely think Asuma was the most entertaining person, and I do want to be entertaining, but I feel like there's not as much there that I can take and apply to myself as what you did, because what you did was more intentional, let's say.
Yeah, Iskal knew things because he spent like an hour talking to you. Absolutely. I was going through it and I was like, nobody's saying anything about Gem, and Gem is like the key person in this whole thing. So yeah, no, I just wanted to say, watch for Gem. Gem is good. That cough sounds painful. It's not painful, really. I mean, it's painful in the I'm still sick kind of way, but it's fine.
Evan Netta writes, Joe, Ren complimented you yesterday on his stream about your play during Blood on the Clock Tower. Oh, what did he say in particular, if you don't mind my asking? Because, like, honestly, I was kind of... one of the things that I realized I should have done better was acting cagey about whether or not I was good or bad.
Yes,
I
that
was
would have been good.
I was very aggressively like, "Oh yeah, I'm totally good." And then I realized that's why Cub kept getting into groups with me, because he was trying to figure out if that was an act or not. Because like, as I don't, it wasn't in Impulse's video. He never told Cub to go investigate me, but
No.
and I don't think Cub has a video out yet that shows this. But I genuinely, I realized, like, watching the other people's videos, I was like, oh, that's why Cub was always joining the groups I was in, because he was trying to figure out if they could count on me or if they should get rid of me.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting, and I really want to know what was going on in Cub's head. Like, did at any point he actually think like, okay, Joe is really, intentionally playing up how good he is because he's bad, or, because I also did some things
Yeah.
that were very unhelpful, like nominating Iskal.
Change.
Like, I went really hard on throwing Iskal under the bus, and Cub and Impulse both knew for a fact that Iskal was good, and that the only way to kill him would be in a vote.
Yeah.
And so, which I didn't. So,
no, of course not. You're not supposed to know.
but
I
yeah,
didn't tell them that they could exile Joe. That's true. That's the thing that I should have done. That's my bad.
yeah.
You can't be killed, but you can be exiled.
Oh, gotcha. Jem says, Joe, I wish I got to talk to you more. I think the groups were a bit clunky early on, so I didn't go around as much. The other thing is, early on, I was trying to figure out how do we get permission to join a group, and it's like, and Cleo kept saying like, join,
Come back
make
to the set, like
make small
the way
groups.
It's always...
Yeah, but you kept saying like make small groups, and I was like, oh, here's a group of 2 people I'll join. I'm like, hey, and then they're like, and like we're in the middle of something. I'm like, oh, my bad. And then I was like,
yeah,
well,
you
how do
walked
I?
in on the demon and his minion.
Well, I didn't know that. But like the thing is, yeah. So the thing is, like, I guess like we didn't have it established up front that, hey, if you want to create a new group, stand in the middle and say looking for group. Now that we have that figured out, that's better. But like early on,
what I think I'm gonna do,
I didn't do a good job of mixing up where I went, because I felt like I had already screwed it up once.
It was the learning curve. That's the issue.
Yeah,
it was a case of I didn't really know what I should tell. Like, it was working out the format.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what I think I need to ask someone to make a permanent town square chat, so that people can just, like, when they finish their group, just pop into the town square chat and then go, oh, do you want to have a chat?
Yeah.
Next one will be more fun, because I think more people will have figured their things out.
Yeah.
I would like to do some, like, I don't mind if people stream it either, because I mean I get the overview, so that's fine if they stream their perspective. So you know, that doesn't bother me. But yeah, like figuring things out.
Yeah.
Is like, I think now all those sort of things have been solved. I'm also in the process of making like False wants to play, because False did work on the game and hasn't played yet because she had to look after the dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's no fun to work really hard on something and not get to play. Well, I am 100%. I want to play again, and like, if I have a little bit more notice, I can try to get like a babysitter or somebody to pick Corinne up from school. But I'm
planning on making it slightly earlier.
That would be perfect.
So maybe do it not at meeting time, but an hour or so before, or something like that.
I thought maybe
I should.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Jem says, I will play again. I would play every day. Yeah, I would too. I really like this game. I had a lot of fun. Like I said, I kind of struggled with figuring out how to. I was distracted by trying to figure out how to make it filmable, and now that I've seen how other people filmed it, and I saw that you're also putting in those visual elements in the basement, I'm feeling way more confident.
I'm planning on putting, like, I've started this on stream the other day. I'm started digging out like little holes under each person's house, so they can talk about their suspicions during the night phase. So like, and everybody gets like the tokens of each character, so they could say, well, I'm going to rename this sign to Joe, and I think Joe is the Raven's Keeper, and he'll put the Raven's Keeper token in there. And then there's some signs for like extra information about things you've told them, and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's what I'm working on currently.
Yeah. That sounds like it's going to be super helpful because having like the figuring out what to do in the segments where I was in the
like
house
notice boards,
was really struggling. We got one person mentioned, what are you guys going to do about stream sniping to stop people from spreading nonsense from chat to chat? Oh, well, we had talked about this. If we streamed it, everybody would just set their chats to emote only.
Emote only, or just not look at chat, and then chat can just be for people watching.
Yeah, like the hermits would not look at the chat because Box Sandwich says, I'm pretty sure the hermits can deal with stream snipers easily. Well, the problem is if I have to delete a message to moderate it, I've read the message. So
yeah. So Joe would be emote only. Mine would be moderated by my mods.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's just easier. And honestly, like I've the Mario Kart stream I'm gonna do later today. I'm just gonna put that on emote only mode. Like, I really, it's fine. Like I like the chat for when I have time to talk to the chat, but if I'm not talking to the chat anyway, like it doesn't really absolutely need to be there. Like y'all can make your own little hangouts elsewhere that I don't have to moderate or be responsible for. That's fine with me. So yeah. Hey, welcome Rex.
Same as Among Us, no chat. Yeah.
Just because that literally is an account that you've
well.
created today, do you happen to have the ability to just let me know on Discord that that's really you? So, because when people I know in real life are like, hey, Joe, I got a new YouTube account, I like to real quickly verify that via a second means. Yeah, thanks, Rex. I know that you have been intending to set up a YouTube account, but I also know that other people might have seen you say that, so... Okay.
Can I tell you something? Neither Manatee Gag, I have been able to watch through an entire NRB episode of Clock Tower. Yours watched Impulses and your views.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, like the National Relations Board always has trouble making things engaging with people. That's why people aren't having children anymore. Let's see. Snarky Witch says, such pretty handwriting. Jealous.
I'm assuming that's to me.
Yeah. My handwriting is nowhere on this playfield. I'm looking at where I need to put like lights and stuff for the shots at this point.
But yeah, no, I am planning on running another game. The way I figure it is I'm going to run one more game of just the basic script, and then I'm going to start adding some curveball characters in.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So it doesn't play the same each time.
Well, yeah.
So it won't play the same each time, but for example, there's a character, one of the minions, that is called the marionette. So the marionette doesn't know they're a minion, so the demon has to tell them that they're a minion, and that's nice because the demon could tell loads of people that they are in fact their minion. And it's just sort of like, are they telling the truth? Are they lying? I don't think I'm a minion because I have not been told that, but that's the whole point of the character. It's that sort of time.
I really, so is it kind of like the drunk where they're told there's something else? Like, you're the mayor.
Yeah, they're told that they're a townsfolk. So the marionette, basically, they need to be sitting next to a demon. And, the demon and they're playing for good, and then at some point the demon goes, did you know that you're my marionette? And there's two people on either side, so it could tell both of them, even if one of them's good, and they've got no way of verifying this. So it's just a case of, do I play for the good team or do I play for the evil team?
So
I think that would be a nice addition to them.
Is the marionette always assigned roles that have no verifiable information? Because, like,
I mean,
in
for
theory,
example, it would be a random townsfolk or a specific townsfolk. For example, if they were told, um, for example, if they were given an information role,
yeah.
all their information would be wrong.
Okay, but if I'm
So
given an information role and I can prove the information I'm given is wrong, I know I'm either a drunk, a marionette, or poisoned.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and if somebody then comes to tell you, goes, "You're my marionette," you'll go, "That actually tracks with what I've been getting."
Like if my
So
my information's consistently wrong, it's like I'm either
yeah,
repeatedly poisoned or totally the drunk or something. Yeah.
absolutely. Have you considered any of the other demons? Not yet. They're not ready for a Vortox. Don't think anybody's ever ready for a Vortox.
Apparently, Salem is using the tag for these games, "Blood on the Block Tower."
That's genius.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we run into
That's
copyright
genius.
trouble later, maybe you should license that from Salem, so you don't have to license "Blood on the Clock Tower." That's pretty good, Salem.
That's pretty good. I have seen other people saying that, but I think I just erased that from my memory.
Salem says, "I needed something that wasn't the main game tag. Feel free to use it."
Thank you. Hearts. See, I do hearts. Hang on, I'll do the cool one. That's hearts now. Hang on, like that. Just a little tiny heart there, which I think is cute, but I'll always do that. I may have said that one in your video. I mean, I think a lot of people have said it. So yeah.
Yeah. Microbird asks, "Would emote only chat also apply to Discord?" No, I just wouldn't have.
Look at Discord.
I wouldn't have my Discord open. The thing is, though, that like, not moderating a public like Twitch channel versus not moderating a Discord for 2 hours. Like, I feel more comfortable closing Discord for 2 hours than having Twitch saying whatever it wants while I'm streaming for 2 hours. And, yeah, given the current cost versus revenue situation, I don't want to be paying moderation for stuff like this. It'd be better to just have it off.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is, like, if I did stream this, I wouldn't be posting the tipping link either because I couldn't look at the tip messages because the tip message might be like, "Whoa, here's $500 that says Impulse is the demon." Right?
Right.
So I probably wouldn't even stream my point of view because I'd rather try to YouTube record it.
That's fair.
But like if it was like a Blood on the Clock Tower stream day where we were all streaming, that was the point. I would stream it. But yeah.
Just wait till I've recovered. He needs to recover first.
Well, I'm going away this weekend, and Decked Out is launching this weekend, so I feel like this weekend's not a good weekend.
Yeah, no. I'm not. I'm barely functional. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Impulse said they'd play again. Iskal did. Tango wants to play. Force wants to play. I'll mention it at the meeting and we'll organise something, I guess. So
yeah, the next 2 weekends I'm out of town. So after that, though. Yeah. And this would also be something fun to run, you know. We still don't know exactly when the season is ending or the next season starting, but people are talking about having at least a month hiatus in there.
Yeah, and between seasons, I'm quite happy to do. Like, honestly, if people want to,
I would play this every day between seasons. Like, that would be amazing.
I mean, I could do it. You know, that's
you probably shouldn't, but
I probably shouldn't, and I probably won't. But I could do like multiple games, and if people outside Hermitcraft also wanted to play, I'm quite happy to do stuff. Because there is an outside app. I just made it so it's Hermitcraft.
Yeah, well, and if we do it between seasons, though, like, the world download will be out.
That's true.
And so, like, you know, for example, it might be advantageous for us to have some more players who know Impulse better.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, that reminds me. I was listening to this one podcast, and I don't remember the name of it because it was just like the names of the hosts in the title. But anyway, one of the hosts, Skizzleman, says to the other guy, Impulse, what's the largest animal you think you could beat in a fight? And he said that humans get the home field advantage. So if you're wrestling an alligator, it would be on land, not necessarily in the water. And I think Impulse screwed up by not saying whale. I think whale would have been probably the largest animal that I could beat in a fight on land.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. If I had to fight anything on land, whale, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You are not wrong. Oh, Strabo has resubscribed for 28 months and says, howdy, y'all. Canarusha tipped 420 and says, hello, Cleo. Hope the plague recovery is swift. I recently bit the bullet and finally joined. I saw. And the only reason why I recognized the name is because of all the PayPal tips.
Nice.
I'm not saying it out loud, but I'm saying I do know it's you. Also, Gem is great and lovely blood on the clock tower player. That's true. That's true. Amberwood has resubscribed for 28 months. Says, good morning, Cleo. Loved your game played this week. It was brilliant. Thank you. Not my game. I want to be clear. Not my game. Adapted someone else's game. I always feel bad when people go, oh, your game is amazing. It's like, thank you, but yes.
Well, and this is real quick though. Let me say thank you to Microbird for tipping 25, who says, "Jotate those hills. I am now at 29 degrees angular. Woo! Thank you to Microbird."
Okay. And Paleo Cheered Biddy says, Cleo sounds a bit better. I do feel so much better than even yesterday. Yesterday I was dead as well. Metu Salem cheered Biddies, thank you. NJ has gifted a sub, thank you very much. And Bon has cheered Cleo Biddies, which just went off. You adapted it so good. I'll take that one. That one I don't feel guilty about. I did adapt it pretty well, I think. There's room for improvement, but I think it's good. I think it's good.
Yeah, I'm really excited about playing for a second time because,
Yay.
all of the hang-ups I had the first time were about like me trying to figure out like how do I record this, how do I make it fun, and like now I feel like I'm ready. That was a good first swing, but the second one we're gonna connect, I think.
I would like to have like some games in the bag for when I'm doing home moving things. That would probably help quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we can agree
Cleo
not
went to
to
bed before.
stream those, and so you could say like, hey, as a favor to me because I'm moving, let's record 3 games. We'll put one of them out on this day, one of them out on this day, one of them out on this day.
That's true.
I think people would, or it might be 2 games, but like, yeah, just say space them out in like the first 2 weeks of your move. People would be fine with that.
Yeah, that was sort of that getting people is the problem, which is why I'm also happy to do things like via stream and stuff. So,
yeah. Well, if it's to help you move though, that like I feel like it's also easier for people to justify something to like the people around them. Like if I'm like, hey daughter, I know we normally go hang out on Wednesday, but Cleo needs to move and wants extra people helping record, So we're it's doing something nice for somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I get it.
We'll do our Wednesday thing on Thursday, like it's easier for people to justify changes to their routine for something exceptional, and you moving is exceptional.
Yes. That was not why I made the game, by the way. I want that to be clear.
No, it's fine.
Milbrock just chid. Oh, thank you, 1,000 biddies. And that was what the scary sound was. Thank you. And Salem Oleander has resubscribed for 9 months and says, happy to be here. We appreciate you, Salem. We appreciate you.
Yay, Salem.
I found an old Murder to Go party murder mystery game. That's cool. That would require the party. I mean, yeah, that is the problem with party games is they require like a party.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we get like a bunch of people, I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think like I've played I ran one for my patrons which was a 12-person game.
Mm-hmm.
That was difficult, but it was also highly doable. So if I can get like a whole bunch of hermits.
I've also found that working with people who have like professional mic experience, like it's easier to wrangle 12 hermits than 12 people.
The hermits shut up when I was explaining stuff. That was good.
Yeah, it took us like 10 years to learn that, but we're finally getting there. I think
Yeah.
it was one of those things where we realized like we can't spend 4 hours before every season starts trying to record the intro because everybody
Yeah.
has to get a joke in.
Yeah. Well, no, it was even in the before parts when I was explaining the rules.
Yeah.
You all just went, we're shutting up, we're listening to the rules, and then we're going from there.
Yeah.
Patrons, love you dearly, but dear God, shut up.
NJ says, Joe, if this is something you wanted to run, I'd be down to play. The idea of running this myself does not. That's completely incompatible with my current understanding of life. I do not like
Joe,
I'm like I just got to get through the end of this season like right now.
you're fine
Maybe
pushed.
yeah, like there's a lot of fun games I want to run for people and I might do some of those during the hiatus, but
If at any point you want to be co-storyteller,
mhm.
and you just hop along with me whilst I play a game out, and I can talk you through all the stuff. That's fine. That'd make good content as well.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I'm trying not to promise people anything more than what I've already promised because just trying to get all the things
Yeah.
I've already promised done, I feel like I'm never
I'm
caught up.
I'm
You know what I mean?
I'm offering that's
Yeah.
a for you thing rather than a.
I appreciate it.
The same goes for any hermit if they ever want to just hop in and be co-storyteller so they can work stuff out. And who knows, at one point I might be able to play.
Well, that is true. I would like to give you the opportunity to play sometime. See that
Yeah.
but there's a difference between me saying like, yeah, I'll work this into my existing Hermitcraft schedule versus I'm gonna run other games for my Patreon Discord.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
I already have the
no.
Hermitcraft time set aside. You know?
It's like I say, if people ever want to get together and have me run stuff for them online during a stream when I'm capable, I'm quite happy to do that, particularly in the Hermitcraft downtime.
Yeah. Well, and there's nothing stopping people like once the world download goes out, you know,
Running it themselves, yeah.
yeah, they can play it themselves because like, I'm
I'm
you
also
know,
going to be running games for my patron server, so.
well, you know, how would you feel like
Mhm.
about having me co-run one of those games for your
Yeah.
Patreon server? And in exchange, maybe you help judge a haunted house contest on my Patreon server?
Yeah, that works
Like a
for me.
build contest? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because that way, because in some ways, I feel like if I'm gonna co-host a game, you know, the hermits would be less excited about having one less player in there than
Yeah.
whereas your Patreon, you're already gonna have a full game, but like, hey, you've got an extra, you know, hermit to interact with. That could be fun. It feels like so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be traveling next couple weekends, but yeah, I'd like to try and well, let me know when you start scheduling those games that you're gonna run for your patrons, and if any of those I can make work, I'll make work, and then I'll send you details about the Halloween haunted house build contest.
Cool. Will do.
Cool. NJ says,
any other games?
I meant on your server, not you running the actual game. I have no idea what you meant then. Mouse Mac tips 5 and says, Joe Tate that hill. I guess. So here we go. Thank you, Mouse Mac. Sorry, Cleo.
Someone says, is there any other games like Blood on the Clock Tower that you tried to adapt it into a Minecraft game? I mean, I think Blood on the Clock Tower is the most complex one of those sorts of styles of games. Like the social deduction style. So, I mean, I could probably run werewolves easily, but it's difficult to run werewolves, mostly because it requires people seeing each other. In like werewolves is like purely social reads, whereas Blood on the Clock Tower, if played correctly, has a lot more information that people can gather. we'd have to be on our best behavior if there's other hermits present.
And another JT says, but it's only Joe. Yeah, I was going to say, I think of all of the hermits, I'm probably the, like, I don't even know. You know, I'm pretty chill for the most part.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm fairly during meeting times I can I mean, I'm fairly strict at what happens during like server stuff,
yeah.
but you know, I'm not that strict. It's sort of like just make sure your if your mic is buzzing that it's not on. Don't swear in public. And be kind to people. And most of my server are pretty cool about that.
Oh, that's fine.
So, you know.
Well, and it's not like I'm one of the hermits that's like, you know, famous enough for your viewers to really freak out that I'm there either. Because it's like I'm constantly doing stuff with you. Like they're used to me being around, even if I'm not on your server or whatever. Usually, like,
yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They still sometimes get starstruck when I turn up and swear at them. So I don't know.
Yeah. Like
some of them are still not used to it.
Well, it's funny because to me, one of the justifications for having the Patreon server at all is to be more, to seem more grounded and available to people. Like, so I don't seem like this remote god or whatever. Like, I'd rather people see me as, like, another flawed human. Because here's the thing, is a lot of the people who actually pay to be on the Patreon server do really cool jobs that make a difference in the world too. Like, yes, I have some amount of renown, but that doesn't mean I'm by any means like the most impressive person there. It's cool to have a place where a bunch of neat people from different backgrounds all hang out together, and I happen to be one of them. I'm the one that's administering it, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's
I feel
not
like
about you, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's good to keep that. But it's funny, one of the reasons that people wanted moderation on the Discord before, when I didn't have a staff yet, one of the reasons that people kept saying they wanted a staff was because when I made decisions they didn't like that it was me making the decision. They want to be mad at somebody else. They're like, no, Joe, I like your work too much to be unhappy with how you're administering this server. And I'm like, no, but that's the point, is it shows that I'm a flawed human being that's not good at everything. Just because you love my artwork doesn't mean I know how to run a Discord. And they're like, but that's why you should let us volunteer to run it. And I'm like, I'm not going to let people volunteer to run this so that other people can be mad at them instead of me for no money. Like,
absolutely.
The reason I pay my staff is so that the people who get mad at them, you know, they can at least be like, well, you know, this is paying for gifts for my spouse or whatever. Like, I'm
honestly, we're at the point on my server where moderation is like absolutely minimal. Like, they're all just like chill, and the old timers are just sort of like, just be chill, guys, when new people come on.
Yeah. Salem says, Joe's Patreon server is extremely nice. I was talking last night with friends about how equal and non-pedestal-y it feels in there. Yeah, I try. There's like little ways I try to keep things on the level. Like, you know, I've got a channel in there that's like spam videos you made, right? And when I post a new video, I put a link in there. But when other people make Let's Plays or videos of around their house or whatever, they post their videos in there. So it's like, okay, if you don't want to see a bunch of videos people make, you can mute that channel.
That's nice.
But we're not going to have a separate channel just for Joe's videos. You can subscribe on YouTube.
I do have a separate channel. I didn't make it, but it's there.
That's fair. But, like, you know, like little things like that. Like, if there's another one for photos. It's like, if I take a photo of something cool, it goes in the same channel as photos of other things that people took, you know? So, like, you know, this isn't a place to go if you're just obsessed with my work. This is a place to celebrate everybody being creative, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have those too. We have like some people on my server are just like amazing artists, and they have an art channel, and it's just like, ooh. And I'm like, I could never do that. I would like to do that, but they post their crafts. It's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's just it's really fun. I gotta say, one of the big things I noticed too is I really feel like, for the most part, a lot of things have chilled out since about 2 years ago. I think when everybody was about
Yes.
9 months into not leaving their houses was when tension was at its highest. And
Yeah.
it's one of those things, like, it's on the whole not as challenging to keep this thing going right now. But like,
Yeah.
also at the time I was like trying to run like weekly Pathfinder games or like a bunch of other events, and I was having my moderation staff be paid to run games every month, and like, just because people couldn't socialize anywhere else. And so it's like, now that I don't feel responsible for giving people a place to do stuff, it's a lot lighter on me.
Mm. Everyone, the art channels are so fun to look at. Everyone is great. Everyone is amazing. Mad Humph has resubscribed. I hope you're doing well. I am, actually, I think. And Akuinu has resubscribed for 23 months. Speaking of work, workday is over. Result, now you can just walk around in your pants. I mean, maybe get home first, but,
Yeah, if you want.
no one's stopping you. Sorry, it's really hot here, so my brain is just sort of like, ways to cool down, walk around in pants. You do sound better, not 100% or anything, but better than
Oh, I was worried
Yesterday
I
I
was
was
gonna kill
dying.
you when you saw the guppy geyser. You just started having that coughing fit, and I was like, mm. "Welcome, Chloe the Great
Yeah,
and Powerful."
laughing is the biggest enemy at the moment.
Yeah.
So, honestly, that wasn't the worst coughing fit I'd had that day. So, it's fine.
Yeah.
Mini Cheese Mouse has resubscribed for 30 months. Pile of months. Muchly warm, even in Scotland today. Yeah, it's 10 degrees difference from what I've seen at the moment from where I am to where you are. I'm moving to Scotland for the heat, or lack thereof. No laughter is the best medicine. Hey, Blaze. No one be funny. But how will we cope with no one's funny? What am I doing with myself?
Oh, I'm just looking at. Did you know the Hermitcraft? So Discord keeps making the soundboard button sparkle for some reason. It keeps distracting me, and I'm like, we only have one
Don't
sound in the
soundboard.
Hermitcraft soundboard.
Oh.
There you
This is
go.
true. That is the only that is the only one.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
And you wouldn't believe the amount of times it's actually played during
oh,
meetings.
I know. The only one that I usually press is like sometimes Asuma will mention Nashville.
Nashville's in America. You know who else is from Nashville?
Yeah.
Ah, Joe, why? Why, Joe, why?
Just for fun.
A little warning next time. I think the word, Hermitcraft only has one sound, was probably the only warning you're ever going to get.
Yeah.
So did Cub, ask for that? Or we don't ask to add things to the Discord. It's the Discord.
Yeah. Somebody says, yeah. I keep
And
my
I think it was
soundboard
actually
volume
Scar
at
that added it.
3%. So my chat apparently couldn't hear any of those. I could hear them because I was listening for them, but I knew exactly what they were. But yeah. So Cleo's like, does
Don't
that
be
mean I have
funny
to
for a
hear
bit,
about
Joe.
Nashville again?
Nashville's in America.
Oh.
It's fine. I was about to ask if it was a Scar. It was a Scar ad. 2 guesses as to who plays it the most, though. I'm not dying. I'm already dead. That which is dead cannot die.
Oh. That's cool.
I mean, it is handy. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought you were undead. Stop being vitalist, trying to catch me out.
Ink Curious says, it turns out sunlight and fresh air helps your mood. I just moved from a basement apartment to one where I've got windows I can open. I don't leave the house noticeably more often since the move, but my baseline mood is much better now.
Yeah, that tracks from what I've experienced. I'm actually looking forward to getting out of my house. My house is very small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely... My problem is, when I'm the only one here, I'll, like, lose track of time, because I'll just be working on stuff, and then I'll be like, oh, it's, you know, I want to go do this thing now. It's like, oh, that thing is closed. You know? It's
yeah.
like, grumble, grumble, grumble. I want to do stuff.
No, I get that.
Oops. Okay.
Trying to guess which hermit would play the sound most, but for some reason the only person coming to mind is Skiz, which can't be right. No.
Oh, the John Cena one? That's Cub. That's like Cub's
That's
favorite
Cub.
thing in the whole
It
world.
yeah.
He loves that thing so much.
He is, yeah, obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just going to do a vertical calendar.
In season 10, he's going to be John Cena fan 135.
What can I ask? Does anybody know the answer to this? And I haven't asked Cub because that feels rude.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to ask behind his back. What is the 1354? I know what Cub Fan means, I think.
If I had to guess, it sounds like an American area code.
He would never. He's not that silly.
What? No, it's not an area code.
Is it a player number? It's how many Cub fans were made before.
There's
no
like 3-digit numbers in baseball.
Okay. I just thought someone would know.
Oh, you know what I heard today? So apparently Urban Dictionary has an entry on Grian blindness.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
No.
Well, apparently there's some sort of joke that Grian fans have vision problems or something. I don't understand it exactly. But
okay.
My fiance informed me that part of the joke of that might come from the fact that Grian stole his name from the sun. Like, Grian is the Irish word for sun. And I haven't actually seen the episode where Grian stole his name from the sun, so if anybody has, like, knows... I don't post links in the chat because it won't work, but, like, if you could tell me, like, what the title of that episode is. I really want to see him steal his name from the sun.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, 135 is the top of a... Or no, it's not the top of a phone. That's 123. It is like a pattern on a phone.
Maybe Cub just likes prime numbers. I mean, that does track.
Prime...
Maybe
yeah,
it's
prime
Cub's
numbers
favorite.
don't end in 5, though.
No, that's
Maybe he just
true.
likes composite numbers.
Well, 1, 3, and 5 are all prime numbers. I think.
It's not a Fibonacci sequence. That would be 1, 1, 2, 3, 5.
Reddit says it's just because it's the first 3 odd numbers. 1 isn't prime. No, 2's prime, isn't it? I'm gonna have to ask him. I can't stand not knowing. Well, I can, and I will probably forget, but it's probably something very mundane.
Mm-hmm. Brianna Horton writes, according to his reply on a Reddit post in 2018, it's just what was suggested when he put in Cub Fan.
Wow. Branding, everybody.
Brandon!
Ah, dear.
Dang it. I've got a joke that's not funny enough yet, but is arguably upsetting. And until I get it funny enough
I like
to be
being upset.
Yeah, until I get it funny enough to push past how upsetting it is. It's like telling it something that's upsetting but not a joke yet doesn't seem very helpful. But yeah, branding.
I mean, the most upsetting thing I heard about this conversation was there are 134 more Cub fans out there.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Cleo. You know what you should do? You know what you should do is for your museum.
Cry?
For your museum, in the basement, you could have the clone tanks for the first 134 Cub fans.
Things I don't have energy for. That would take 134 Cub heads.
Yeah, I know, but like you got like a few months. Just kill him every time you see him. You know what? Actually, just make this a server event. Just put something in the shopping district saying, "Hey guys, I need 134 Cub fan heads for my clone tank project. Everybody just kill Cub fan on site. I'll pay you $10 each."
No, I didn't skip a Sunday on purpose, Kish. I'm actually looking for my erasable ink. But I don't think I have it because I'm a failure at life.
Jem's gonna get rich.
Yeah.
Hermit's hunting cub.
I mean, we've done worse minigames.
Yeah, you could also have 99 B-dubses and 84 Iskels. Jem says, why is Jem getting rich? Oh, we were saying Cleo should make clone tanks in her museums with the first 134 Cub fan clones. Oh, and the thing is, Cleo, you could use armor stands to make them like different sizes. Like, you know, like so you'd have like the baby ones floating on the one side and then like toddler ones.
I don't want to do this.
This is so funny, though.
Oh, so we can have like little embryonic Cub fans.
Yeah.
With tiny baby heads.
So you start with like embryonic ones.
And a spider eye next to it.
Yeah. And you just...
Oh my god, this is horrific. What I couldn't do.
And like chronologically as you go through, they get like more developed, right? This is actually really funny.
I'm not paying Jem for 134 Cub heads.
Oh, you need 76 stock heads too.
Oh
god. Salem says, make one giant tank with a Mega 1 labeled Bear fan.
Jem, no!
What, are you worried about Jem starting a fight outside of the server?
No, I'm saying don't make me laugh, Jem.
Okay.
Because I'll die.
Okay.
Jem says Cub is a good fighter, that'd be hard. Doc, though, easy.
Oh.
And I'm like...
There's only one Corrales.
I'm supposed to hit Doc in his ego. That's not going to work. Do you use the old skinheads? Oh, for the ones and the twos, we got to use.
Oh.
We got to figure out the point where he switched over, and then calculate the lengths of time
Yeah.
between each one.
And so you could have though the old gray-haired Cub fan though as like so you got some aged ones toward the 130s.
No. Those are the ones and the twos.
Oh,
Surely. And the little embryonic ones is Cub
134.
Fan 145. We're just going to have a broken glass tank with the 135s.
Oh.
Okay. I'm breaking into Cubs. Okay. Jem, Joe, I need help. We're breaking into Cubs' vault. Like the underneath his museum is pretty much free.
Okay.
We're breaking in. We're making the Cub Fan vaults. Okay.
Yeah.
Team, go.
Okay.
I need Cub heads. I need so many Cub heads. I'm gonna have to kill myself a lot with Cubs heads.
Yeah.
It's fine. What if Cub's original skin was old because he's the first one and he transferred his consciousness to a younger one? We need to have a Cub Fan Prime working in the basement.
Yeah. Okay. Multiplayer.
You make the tanks, guys. I'll fill the tanks.
Okay, Cub's not online. Do I have a pickaxe? Yeah. Yeah, he's only opening his museum in 3 hours. Let me go punch a hole in the floor.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, like we talked about, like we talked about pranking, and I said like the underneath of my museum is free. So, if we'd thought of this earlier, I would have done it for his opening.
Yeah, well, I mean, you were sick. Even if you had thought of it earlier, you wouldn't have had time to execute it earlier.
That's true.
Don't beat yourself up. It's fine, Cleo. We have plenty of time. Let's see. Did he leave the button over here?
Stealing the Declaration of Cub Dependence.
Dang it. There it is. Okay.
Hey, as we subscribe for 27 months. Thank you.
I'm in. Actually, I realized I'm gonna have to log in later for his opening, so I probably shouldn't be in his floor. But yeah, no, I found a spot.
Okay, good. Okay, I need to clip this bit. Somebody clip this discussion so I can use it in my video, okay? Cam, I'm looking at you. You're alive. Clipping, please.
I should go stand out front for when I log in for the thing. Are you gonna be here for his opening?
No, I'm gonna take a lie down.
Okay, that's
because I've got a stream this evening as well. So
maybe just log in and glare from across the way. You don't have to be on
thanks,
my.
JT.
Okay, disconnect.
Yeah, but if I just there and I go to bed.
Yeah, later killed by phantoms.
That's good. Thank you.
Okay. So. Yeah, see, the thing is, this is how I get in trouble on the server. Not, like, the whole plan, but, like, if that one block that I had punched a hole in the floor just there to find where we should put the clone tank entrance, if there had been something very important under there for the grand opening that I just completely destroyed, that... Because I did not run through there with free cam and be like, oh, let's make sure this is safe before we do it. I'm just like, floor. Punch.
I mean, that's not the sort of stuff you'd get in. No, it is the sort of stuff.
No,
you'd get
because
in trouble for.
that's exactly. Oh, Cleo, Jem wants to know what your favorite month is. That makes way more sense than the way I read it the first time.
My favorite month.
Maybe she means in like your drawing of your like in your planner.
Oh, the favorite month that I've done. Well, I kind of like Sushi Month. Not that I've done anything with Sushi Month because I've been sick. Sushi Month. But my favourite month of the year is probably... Well, it's changed since I've not been teaching. I mean autumn. I'm a big... October, probably. October or November. I do enjoy a good October or November. Who's Cleo's favourite monk?
See, I thought the question was because okay, so you weren't there for this conversation before Among Us, or not Among Us, before Blood on the Clock Tower, but we had this whole thing about the different mouths on the hermit's skins, and so
Oh, that was why you were talking about Hypno's mouth. I wasn't there for that.
yeah,
No.
so I thought Jem was like, Cleo, I want to know what your favorite mouth is. Because one of the things we were saying was that because Jem doesn't have a mouth on the front of her face for her skin, what she needs to do is underneath her chin and on the top of her torso, she needs to put like a big Cookie Monster mouth so she can bob her head up and down to like eat things.
I also don't have a mouth on my skin.
Badger says, my favorite mouth is the hell mouth.
Why?
Probably because of Buffy the Vampire Slayer would be my guess.
Yep, but why is that your favourite mouth? That's a bad mouth.
But it's in the library, which is nice.
Yeah. Oh, Halloween's on a Tuesday.
I know, right?
Ugh. Not that we celebrate it over here, but I do like Halloween. It's Scary Movie Day.
Yeah, yeah, my daughter keeps asking me, Dad, what are you gonna dress up for Halloween? Because she's picked her costume.
What's her costume?
She wants to be a character from Demon Slayer.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I'm probably gonna be David Pumpkins again because I don't know how long this Hermitcraft hiatus is going to last, and I already own this. I don't want to buy more stuff.
Have Halloween decor off already.
Yeah.
I'm taking down everything I own and packing it away.
Yeah.
Into boxes.
Yeah. So I've got Halloween shower curtains I'm gonna put up with bats on them.
I don't have any I'm not going to move before October, but I hope I move before October, the end of October, so I can just buy something Halloweeny to put in.
Do you think that's a neighborhood that does a lot of trick or treating? The one you're moving to?
I don't. There's a lot of children, but I don't know.
Yeah, is trick or treating big in Scotland? I don't even know. Like if that's.
I'm assuming it's like the UK. It's much of a muchness, but anybody who knows, let me know. But there was a lot of kids about, and everybody's back garden is sort of got low fencing around it, so you can sort of see in. So, I don't know if I put Halloweeny stuff in my back garden, the neighborhood kids can see, and then we'll go to that house then, because that'd be nice.
Badger Spanner writes, Guysen is huge in Scotland. Gotcha.
Okay, we go Guysen. Explain Guysen to me.
Okay, well, it's the Japanese word for foreigner.
Okay. Guppy Guysing. Cleo putting free candy in her back garden. I'm happy to give out candy. I've never had to. Ever.
Really? Really?
Really.
Okay.
I have it every year. But I've never given any out because no one comes. Partly because my house is down a really dark side alley.
So it looks too scary and not spooky enough.
Well, some people, delivery drivers often cannot find my house.
Gotcha. Badger Spanner says that Corinne can borrow my Morticia wig if she wants to dress up as anything that needs long black hair. Yeah, she wants to be Nezuko Kamado, and so yeah.
I always buy candy, then nobody comes and I eat it myself. It's a good deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I only buy candy I want to eat for that reason.
Guising is just dressing up for Halloween, going to people's doors, usually tell a joke or sing a song to get sweets. Oh, sweet. If people come to my door and tell me a joke, they can have all my candy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm trying to be environmentally conscious as much as I can with my move.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm making sure that all my bubble wrap is biodegradable. So I've got like this paper stuff which stretches, and it's the coolest stuff. It's just the coolest stuff. I love playing with it. And then I've extended like meters and meters. I'm like, oh, I need to go around my house and find things to wrap up because I've extended it all. It looks like snakeskin. It's great. It's great. Can you eat the paper stuff? I mean, you can eat paper and it won't technically harm you, but
You don't
you know,
wanna.
don't eat too much. It's not good for you, but it's not bad for you. Do the cats like the paper? They've never actually gotten near it because I've used it to wrap stuff up and put it in boxes.
Box Sandwich Derp says, as long as the trick-or-treaters aren't filming. I mean, any random video of somebody trick-or-treating could have zombie Cleo handing out the candy. You don't know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unless like you were looking at the video and you're like, well, that person handing out the candy is obviously someone famous, like Etho. That can't be Cleo, you know?
Yeah. I'm not adverse to like random videos of me being on the internet who they don't know who it is.
Yeah, people don't know who you are, then how is that gonna,
It's not gonna affect me in any way.
Oh yeah, like I'm in the background of a bunch of Ac Inc. games. Like Acquisitions Incorporated D&D games at PAX and stuff. Like, there was one game where I sat, like, directly over Chris Straub's shoulder, I think. And so every time it cuts to Chris Straub, if I look at the TV, I'm like, I'm right there! And I'm, like, looking directly, because of the angle I was sitting at, I'm, like, looking directly into the camera. Because, like, the camera was behind the table.
Yeah.
And it's just, like...
Sounds about right.
It's just, like, I'm the demon on Chris Straub's shoulder for this entire game. Okay. Ollie says, first stream in the new house. Hopefully it doesn't scuff. So, that'll be fun to stream with Ollie in a little bit. Just as a reminder, folks, we're doing a short stream today because Cleo is recovering from being ill. So we're going to wrap up in about 25 minutes. And then after that, I'm going to switch over to Twitch about 15 minutes later for a Mario Kart stream with Ollie in the Littlewood, Solidarity, and Mythical Sausage. Should be fun.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
My dad used to make headstones for our front yard. My dad calls love Halloween. He's always decorated.
Oh,
is that zombie Cleo hands?
Cleo, yeah, I was gonna say, are you going? Do you know if any of the hospitals near you are gonna be getting the go-karts? Were you gonna try and tour those?
I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. No.
Gotcha. Because you don't have to be on video for that either, or on be photographed yourself. You can just take pictures, of the stuff. But because yeah, I was gonna say the Gamers Outreach rep Anastasia that flew out to Nashville for our tour. She was talking to me about how her dad loves Halloween so much. And I was just like, oh, that's cool. I like Halloween. And she's like, no, you don't get it. And I'm like, anytime somebody's like, no, you don't get it. I'm like, okay, now you had my attention. Now I'm interested. Like, what's up? Okay, what don't I get? And she's like, my dad's hobby, 11 months of the year, is visiting like antique stores and buying creepy paintings and furniture. And then 1 month out of the year, he replaces literally everything in our house with this stuff. And he has a storage unit that he moves all of the furniture of the house in and out of. He basically moves their entire families, all their possessions every year at the end of September and the beginning of November. And swaps them with the stuff in the storage unit. And then they host big Halloween parties all throughout the month of October for his different friend groups, and like the kids also get to host Halloween parties for their friends and stuff like that. But I was just like, okay, yeah, that's some life goals right there. I mean, I can't afford one set of furniture really, like, but
Let alone two.
let alone two. But like, you know, like if people are like, Joe, how would you know if you'd made it or not? You know, I'd be like, well, you know, if I could afford a second set of furniture just for Halloween, because it's like, I mean, my bedroom, I've got my Halloween candelabras in there lighting the bedroom all year round. But what if I had like normal candelabras the other 11 months and then it was special for Halloween, right?
Joe, let's be honest. If you had enough money to get a second set of furniture, it would also be spooky.
Yeah. The thing is, I would probably have them be like two different eras of spooky. Like I think that the Halloween one would be like, so you know how in the 60s like the idea of spooky was like this Victorian decrepit thing, you know, so it's like the Addams family was like Victorian stuff. So it was all like 70-year-old stuff. So 70 years before, by the time I had this money, would be like the 1960s and 70s. So I would want like the Halloween month to be all the old Victorian Addams family stuff, but I would want the rest of the year to be like 1960s and 70s spooky. So we're like advancing the timeline.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I know people who Halloween is basically their Christmas. Yeah. I know lots of people like that. A lot of goths.
Microbird says, my mom
goths.
puts Christmas hats on her spiders when it hits Christmas time. Yeah, I'm guessing because she leaves the spiders up year round.
Yeah, it's like the same people who get those giant skeletons and then dress them up for like Easter and Christmas and.
Oh, it's just got a basket of eggs for Easter or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shifty Pumpkin tipped £30 and says, nice pumpkins. Thank you.
Yay.
I appreciate that you tipped for the pumpkins, Shifty. My drawings are amazing. They're okay, thank you. I mean, I used to draw a lot, but I changed my art medium to video. And blocks.
I actually animated a little scar for my last episode. And nobody commented on it. And I wonder if that's because they thought that I had like stolen somebody's fan art and put it in there, and they were like, Joe didn't attribute this. And I'm like, they're like, oh well, it's an episode about charity, so we don't want to call attention to the thing Joe stole. And I'm like, I worked really hard on this. I'm gonna post a link to like right when it's like 2 seconds after this time code. I'm posting the link to. But yeah,
okay,
because I was very excited about Scar coming to talk about Gamers Outreach in my episode. And so originally I had like a placard up on the back of the pinball machine that said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers of all kinds, welcome, good times with Scar, that sort of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I should just do a Disney-style title card. Like Mickey Mouse for when Scar comes in. And then, yeah. So... I don't recommend spending several hours animating something for 15 seconds of your video and then putting in the background. Somebody says, I think that's timestamped to you shaving. Oh, it shouldn't be. Hold on. Oh, you're right. Hold on. Let me get the timestamp. Let me get the right timestamp. Okay, hold on. Here's the proper timestamp. Yeah, yeah, that was not supposed to be me shaving. But you're right, that is the timestamp of me shaving. Off. It's at 240 or 254 or so, roughly 250, 247. Okay. Art by Sam says, not that we don't like you shaving.
Not
Yeah.
that we don't like you shaving, it's just not why we bought the ticket.
I know. Da, 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 da. Hey, we just got a tip from someone. And his name is Shifty Pumpkin. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. And Shifty Pumpkin writes, you think you like Halloween, wait till you see me like Halloween, and tips 30. So we're gonna rotate that camera 64 degree or 30 to get to 64 degrees angular. Do 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 do. Do do do. Eloquent or not says, yeah, the scar thing is in the thumbnail too. I like it. I just forgot about it between everything else in the video. It's such a great video. Well, thank you. And his name is Joe Shaving. Says, zap, zap, zoom.
Okay, I take it back. These are actually pretty good pumpkins.
Yeah.
I take it back. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing our pumpkin carving stream.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
We usually do
I don't
that.
know how I'd forgotten about that.
We do that
ever.
Yeah, that's like one of the highlights of the craft stream year. Unlike this, where I'm like looking at this and I'm like, I feel like I need to make some little tweaks, and I'm just like moving something every so often. I'm just considering and then tweaking the, but yeah.
I'm just trying to think like I like those as it is, and then I'm just like I should make more, and then I'm just like, ooh, but maybe not actually.
Yeah.
Maybe don't. A pumpkin lord says the pumpkin's good, you must believe. Well, they said they were nice, not that they were good. So that's different. Could add little stalks or vines. I'm like, if I'm doing vines and stuff, as we got the stalks there, like, here's the thing, these pumpkins wouldn't have vines, which is the problem for me in this, because they've been cut and they're brown. These are stored pumpkins. The vine, like, this would be about here and the vines would start coming off there. I'm such a garden nerd at this point.
So one thing people had suggested for the back box was I should crop it closer around the ring nebula. And
no, Kish, I know too much about pumpkins. That's the problem. Cropping it where? Sorry, I interrupted. I apologize.
Oh, so the ring nebula, I was looking at using that for my back box image, and originally I just took the whole photo and scaled it down to pixel art size. But some folks are saying, well, it's kind of a neat picture. Why don't you make it bigger and then the text will read better? And I can, so I'm playing with tweaking it some. And I want to have extra space at the bottom because that's where the scores are going to go for the players. So let's try cropping it like this. File, save as, ring, nebula, PSD. Okay. So image, crop. See if we can make the text bigger without.
Mushrooms. Dried corn stalks behind the pumpkins. Don't actually know what corn stalks look like.
Really? They're like green sticks with like corn coming off of them. Like they look like giant stems.
I've grown pumpkin. I've never grown corn.
You like walk through cornfields though, right?
We don't really have cornfields.
Really?
Yeah, it's something to do with like them not being subsidized over here. So we don't actually grow a lot of corn.
Oh, wow. Yeah, like part of being like an American youth is like jumping over fences and wandering through cornfields and stuff.
We have wheat fields and rapeseed fields. Those about like don't walk through a rapeseed field. You just get yellow.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It's not fun.
Well, do you guys not have corn mazes then? Like at
No.
Halloween?
No, we don't do Halloween.
Okay. I'm gonna guise my disappointment. It's fine.
Yeah, corn is American, but you say that like we don't have potatoes
Yeah, I was gonna say you have potatoes and tomatoes. So yeah, I mean it's clearly not like completely.
Yeah.
Image size. So if we reduce this to 157, does that make the text smaller too? That's the opposite of what I wanted to do. So we're gonna delete that layer now. We'll copy that layer over from here. Okay. Then we'll move that up. That looks way better. Okay. And then we have the scores along the bottom.
Those pumpkins look like a cross between your standard field pumpkin with a Lumina pumpkin for the deep ribbing. I mean, yeah. there is like most pumpkins that are sold in the UK are rounder than this.
Mm-hmm.
There are very few with like the deep kind of ribs in it. But they only have deep ribs because this is black outlining. If I had made the outlining stop there and there, it would be more inferred. So there's straight up no fields or farms where I live, so it's always nice when I pass one overseas. I mean that tracks. That tracks with what I know about where you live, Gish. And I don't know that much. So you don't need to be weird about it. Just saying. It's mostly time zones that have tipped me off. You know, over here there's fields like pretty much everywhere. I live about 100 yards from fields. So corn also likes to have warm feet. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you live in UK, Ohio? No, that's just what the UK is. I live in the suburbs of the UK, which is next to fields, usually pretty much always. And the fields disappear when the town expands. It's just how it is.
Yeah, Badger says, I've never seen more corn, melon, and pumpkin fields in my life until we drove through Indiana last year. Oh, yeah, Indiana is famous for their corn. So is Iowa and Nebraska. There was a guy who went to college with us from Nebraska, and every single one of his stories started with, we were out in the corn, and that's just all there is.
Jeez. It's just how it is.
Yeah, that's just where you are. If something notable is going to happen to you, it's when you're out in the corn.
Very children of the corn.
Mm-hmm.
Used to play in wagons filled with corn.
Yeah, there's at the pumpkin patch that I take my daughter to some years, depending on. We don't have the car this year, so we're not going because it's at a farm really far away. I keep forgetting we don't have the car. It's like we don't use the
Yeah.
car for day-to-day stuff, but then there's like things like going to a farm 75 minutes away. Like you can't take a lift on a 75-minute drive to a farm,
No.
you know.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's fine. There's local places we can get pumpkins on the bus line. It's fine. I'm making peace with it. This is my peaceful voice. I'm full of peace.
I'm chill with it. It's fine.
Zach Sharp says, Joe, you got to tell Cleo about the South Dakota Corn Palace. Oh, that's one of my favorite things about. There's a sci-fi book by Leonard Richardson called Situation Normal, and one of the characters is from Earth. And whenever she meets somebody and they find out where she's from, they're like, Earth! Oh, with the Statue of Liberty and the Corn Palace, right? Like, that's the two things Earth is known for, like, is the Statue of Liberty and the Corn Palace. And, you know, yeah, there's, like, one shopkeeper she meets, so the person, you know, and they you know, they're like trying, like the money doesn't work, and she's like, "Oh, I don't have that kind of money. I'm from Earth." And the shopkeeper like excitedly like starts banging the table like, "Corn Palace, Corn Palace!" Like, like that's just what the aliens find the most interesting thing about Earth. It's just a dumb.
Honest.
It's not a book about the Corn Palace, but it's probably the book where the Corn Palace is featured most humorously. Loopy says, would it be worth renting a car or car sharing just for the day? Well, I mean, I will say I think Corinne's also getting a little bit old for, like, let's go to the farm and pet the animals and get pumpkins type of thing, you know? So,
Aw.
the thing is, like, there's, like, the Cheekwood Botanical Gardens also has, like, a pumpkin patch, and that's local. We could get over there easy. Cheekwood's really cool. That's actually where I proposed to Badger, when they had their Addams Family exhibit and stuff. And so that's why, like, I don't know if when we took our pictures, our engagement pictures, I don't think the ones that went up on Twitter had the pumpkin houses in the background, but they had, like, these, like, pumpkin cabins, like, where they basically have these wireframes that are shaped like cabins full that, and, like, the wireframes, they're, like, metal, and they have these metal rings on them, and basically it's like, all the metal rings are full of pumpkins. And so they have this thing that's shaped like a cabin with all these gaps to put pumpkins in, and then they fill it with pumpkins, and it makes a house out of pumpkins. It's cool.
That does sound pretty cool, to be honest.
Badger says, no, we didn't get pumpkin patch photos at that point. Oh, okay. But they were they were there that day. So, yeah. So, like, I can take my daughter to Cheekwood to get pumpkins or something. It's fine. Mouse Max says, sorry to hear your car free. I'm guessing bicycles aren't an option. Bicycles are an option for a lot of things, but going to get 5 or 6 pumpkins with bicycles not necessarily my first choice, because the thing is, since we carve so many pumpkins on stream, we usually buy a lot. But it's fine.
It's definitely an amount of pumpkins there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I might get some pumpkins from the local grocery and some pumpkins from the actual pumpkin patch or something. We'll figure it out. But, yeah. Okay, we are coming up on the hour.
We are.
So I am happy with this back box art. I looked at the playfield a lot, mostly just to decide if, before I start building out this artwork that you see on the right, I was like, am I happy with this? You know, where are the problems? What do I need to adjust? And I'm actually looking at it. I'm like, no, this is gonna be okay. So not making any big changes there. We got the back box sorted though. That's gonna look way better than what we originally had. Oh. Yeah, Badger does have a picture of us with the pumpkin thing. And it's like, this is why we didn't post this photo on Twitter. Well, Badger, do you mind if I post that for the people in Twitch to see? So they can see what I mean by the pumpkin cabin? Badger says do it. Okay, so yeah. So this incredibly long cdn.discord app attachments link is the an example of one of the pumpkin cabin things. Pumpkin houses.
Let's see.
You see there's all these like little rings in the wire that they put pumpkins resting in.
Oh yeah. I can only see it little because it's opened on my other monitor.
Yeah. Thank
That's
you,
cool.
Badger. Kish Doodle says they're like basketballs. Yeah, they don't bounce quite as well unless they're a little bit overinflated, is the thing. With pumpkin guts.
Very cute. Okay. Well, I guess it's time, Joe.
Yeah. Jenny says, yeah, I see how you couldn't transport all that on a bike. Yeah, it's not the best for bikes. But yeah, Cleo, it was so fun hanging out. I'm glad that we got to do this, even though we cut it short so you can rest. If you are free later...
Yeah, that's the reason we cut it short, Joe. That's the
Not
reason,
so I could go
sure.
play Mario Kart at all.
No.
No.
Joe was very, very like, oh, I suppose you don't want to go for no more than 90 minutes. And I'm like, that's probably a good idea. And then he tells me, yeah, I'm going to go play Mario Kart. And I'm like, that's sneaky.
Yeah.
But I approve.
Alrighty. Well, thanks, Cleo. Bye.
I'll see you later, Joe. Bye.
Okay, so I'm disconnecting from Hermitcraft voice. So y'all, thank you so much for hanging out. We are going to be switching over to Twitch for that Mario Kart stream because Twitch has better emote-only options than YouTube. So let's see how far I was rotated 64 degrees. So when we switch over to that view, I better make sure that I'm 64 degrees angular over there too. Elgato PCI, no signal. Da, 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 da. So 64 degrees. Woo. Alrighty. So I got to go get that stream set up so we can hang out with Ollie, Martin in the Little Wood, Jimmy Solidarity, and Mythical Sausage. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. And see you in about 15 minutes on Twitch. Zoom, zoom, zoom.